weeks ago. We still have another week to go of putting medicine in the eye every few hours. Then we go back for a checkup on next Friday. Next Friday is our checkup. So the eye physician, she's a young lady who's very, very talented at cutting up people's eye. And so I go back to Kaiser in Redlands for her to examine her handiwork and decide what to do from there, if there's anything is to be done from there. And so we're getting through that. It's been a sort of so you can't go out and do much. I have to keep dirt and dust and wind and anything out of my eye for the last 3 weeks and for the next week or so as well. So, I mean, I do stupid things like go out and do things in the yard, which I shouldn't do, but I do anyway. I didn't for the first couple of weeks, but now I get outside and do a few stuff. I practically have to with the rainstorm and tree limbs falling down and stuff of that nature. And I'm getting on the radio more often as well. We've been on 10 meter FM both Saturday and Sunday and had a good time doing that. K6LGL A6DD. Okay, very good, Skip. Yeah, well, we're seeing the seasonal changes, of course. We're starting to see 10 meters come alive, and yet we're not even into September. But of course, the solar flux is averaging about 150, which is very nice. I think it'll start moving up for us over September and October. And hopefully we'll be in the 200s by the time we get to November. And if we're up that high, there is a slight possibility, if we get a big solar blowout, that slicks will open on real F layer for the first time in 22 years. So we look forward to that possibility. If not, we've got three more big chances. February, March, and April of 2024, September, October, November of 2024, and February, March, and April of 2025. And then I think and even the end of 2025, that October and November of 2025. After that, I think the sunspot cycle will start on down in 26 and 27. It won't have too much possibility of F layer openings on 6 meters on those years, but we got a lot of good possibilities between now and then. K6LGL A6DD. Yeah, Stephen ran the net this evening. I see he messed up last week, but he was there with bells on this week. And Tom checked in, Kim checked in, Gary checked in, and I checked in. So we had a real nice group on 10 meters check in there. We'll say 73s, it's time for the regular net. So let me start calling the roll call here for the Southern California 6 and 10 meter single sideband net. Let's go to Clay, WA6JRW. Okay, Clay, very good on that report. Let's go to Stephen, AC6DX.
Yeah, A6DD, AC6DX. Good evening, Will, and members here. Everybody listening? 10 meters is great. I don't know about 6. I didn't see anything on 6. If there was, I missed it this past week. Over the last 10 days, like one day I made like 150, 180 contacts on 10 meters. A couple days ago when the band was open, I made 64, 65, 66 contacts, something like that on 10. It's a lot of blast, working all over the United States and a little DX to South America, Brazil, Cayman Islands, I don't know, a few other places. I had a blast. That's about it, Will. AA6DD, AC6DX.
Okay, very good report, Stephen. Thank you. John, W6 Delta, Charlie. George, WT6U. Paul, NA6R. Good evening, Gary, WA7BIP.
AA6D, 6 meter sideband net, WA7BIP. Nothing to report. Like I said, on 10 meters, I've been no real radio operating, been doing some little radio projects around here, repairs, trying to figure out what some of this stuff is that people drop off on my table. This is floppy, and it kind of follows me home. Been doing a lot of flying, so we flew the airplane today for a little bit in the morning, and was back down at the display area before you even started your net there this morning, Will. So I was up early this morning. Listening on 6 now and then, haven't heard anything, so I'm still waiting. A6DD, WA7VIP.
Okay. Well, we did have meteors the first 2 weeks. There was a number of sporadic meteor openings. In fact, there was meteor openings very sporadic all the way up to about 15th of the month. But the meteor showers are now pretty well curtained or sub. Not that they couldn't happen anytime they could. Anyway, I was going to ask you, I had mentioned this on the AM roundtable this morning. I don't know if you know about the down in Mexico, way up in some high valley, they have built basically a detector for gamma rays, and of course we have X-rays, gamma rays, which is electromagnetic energy, and this detector is made out of big, huge barrels or tanks. They're really big tanks, and I don't know, the tanks cover about 10 acres, maybe even more. Huge amount of area, tons of water inside. And and it has photo sensors inside that can see any kind of light that's generated. And with this detector, they can see gamma rays and determine what direction they're coming from, which they've never been able to do before. I don't know. Have you read anything about this? Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard something about that. They've also filled them with more exotic things in water. I think they've been filling them full of, although water, the gamma rays, water would show this Cherenkov radiation, which is easy to detect photometrically without having some sort of simulation detector. But they also have large narrow reservoirs of liquid helium that they use in some things. It's containing large area liquid helium is not as easy as the water thing there. I was going to say something else. I'll remember it next time around. WA7DIB.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they look at the radiated light that's generated by the gamma ray. Anyway, this is the first real detector that can really tell what direction something's coming from. And theoretically, there are gamma rays generated in the middle of the sun, but they don't make it to the surface. They migrate into other forms of energy before they ever get to the actual surface of the sun. Yet, and we've never measured gamma rays off the sun before, but this detector is seeing a lot of gamma rays, not from the surface of the sun, but hot spots on the corona. So for the first time in history, we have a detector that's telling us that, and nobody thought the heat or energy level of the corona outside that we can't see, where all the ultraviolet light and X-ray mainly comes from, that hits the Earth and ionizes our layers, that it could ever get up into the gamma rays. In fact, it gets into extremely high frequency gamma rays, therefore high energies are generated from those gamma rays, the hot spots of the corona off the sun. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I know the corona is hotter than anywhere else in the sun, including the interior, so, we're talking about millions of degrees out there. So you don't want to fly through that.
Yeah, exactly. But here again, they really didn't think it would generate gamma rays, but it does. And so this is the first empirical evidence of this phenomenon. Go ahead.
Oh, very cool. Who's doing that sort of study? Is that which group is doing that?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that information. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I should follow more of that stuff while I still have a chance. Right now I got a big telescope in Florida that belonged to a friend of mine who passed away, and I got to decide whether I want it or not this year. Mainly because I got to figure out whether I can actually lift this thing and get it over here. It's almost beyond my capability to lift things anymore. All this stuff gains mass with time. I have no idea why.
You're exactly right. Well, we should go on. Anything else?
No, that's it. If I think about it, I'll catch you on 50.3.
Roger. Let's go to Kim, see if she's got the numbers, or we'll have them later. K6YYL, AA6DD. A K2, an A11, and 142 solar flux. So it's okay. We still would like to see that solar flux higher. That's why 10 wasn't quite so good today. But I'm sure it's all going to start really going up here as we go into September. Go ahead. All right, very good on the sideband. Openings on 28,400 into North America area. Anything else, Kim? Thank you, Kim. Let's go to Ken, W6HK. Bob, KG6TRR. Tom, AJ6TT. Okay, Tom. Yeah, on the signal generator, we'll be talking about that to you in detail. There is a signal generator that is made in China. It sells on the web through Amazon and other sources, and Alibaba, that kind of thing. Anyway, it sells for $75. And it has built-in power supply, modern solid state, relatively high-level output, which is what I want. Covers from 100 kilohertz up to 150 megahertz. A nice fast analog dial. And so if we could get like free shipping or something like that, then that's probably with a warranty and probably the best way to go and not mess with all this used stuff. Go ahead.
That sounds like a plan. Chinese stuff, here's a throwaway. I don't know. It's up to you. We'll wait and see. And like tomorrow, I'll get here early for the 40 meter test, and then boom, right away off to an appointment with the PA, final inspection, and late in the afternoon again. Maybe Tuesday, my son drives north again. I could definitely talk it over with things, but tomorrow's definitely Tuesday. I gotta head out to the first thing in the morning. So, as long as you're aware that this Chinese stuff is built to last, but, it's functional. But then again, if it doesn't work, they don't have any insurance policy on this stuff either. It's just a lose-lose situation with that. You've got an American-made by far the best. There's no price break there. You're aware of all this stuff anyway. Anyhow, I just thought I'd mention it. A6T, the group A6T.
Well, yeah, Tom, yeah. Well, it is available through Amazon, so at least it should show up functional if we get it through Amazon. Go ahead.
Amazon's good. Amazon's good for that. I don't use Amazon for a reason. Something about them. I've had something in the past. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but if I remember, I'll mention it. But normally I don't do anything with Amazon. But the name and the number would probably be best. Just where to start. ready for our big trip tomorrow. I just put the California gas in for tomorrow, so all my Arizona gas is gone.
Okay, Tom, very good. So that's good. Yeah, we'll look forward to talking to you on Tuesday in depth, and then having you look up a few things and advise me. We're looking forward to that. All right, we'll go down the list here. Let's see if Jim is with us in 6OVA. John, A6RF. Dana, N7UFT. J, WB6MWL. Gabe, KO6N. Jenna, Whiskey 0 MAN. Any late, missed, or visitor check-ins, call signs, please. Amy, comments, questions, or relays before we shut her down, call signs, please. Yeah, go ahead, Kim. Well, I think, we may have a day or two of a little bit of a bottom, but then I think it should, solar flux move back up again and go above 150. And by Friday, we'll be in September the 1st. Not that the sun cares about that, but the big goal, of course, is the equinox, September the 21st. Once we get there, 10 minutes 10 is just going to be percolating trans-equatorial all over the world. Go ahead. Yes. Well, I don't know if you were on here when I was talking to Skip, but as you look at this is how you're putting this over the web. Do you have any idea how many people are watching or listening? Go ahead. Oh, okay. All right. Well, like I say, 10 meters is going to be becoming very good after we hit the equinox, and it'll remain there until December, and then it'll drop off in December because the days will get too short. And of course, right around the winter solstice on the 21st will be the worst for 10 meters. And that'll continue for a few weeks as we come out into January and the sun comes back. So by the time we get to the middle of January, then F layer will come back up strong on 10 meters. And then we'll have even better conditions through February, March, and April of worldwide F layer DX on 10 meters. There's a slight possibility in November and also in February, March time frame. If we have a tremendous solar flare burst, the MUF could shoot all the way up to 6 meters. But that's kind of a long shot, but it could happen. I don't really see until the latter part of next year, 2024, as we approach the peak of the cycle, then we have more of a possibility of F-layer openings on 6 meters. We got to get a solar flux in the high 200s, 280 to 300, something of that nature, to push it all the way up to 6 meters and still be in the right months of the year. So depending on what the cycle does, if it sort of flat tops at this point, then will still be phenomenal for the next throughout 2024 and 2025 and 2026, and it'll start going away in 2027 in the right months of the year, and September, October, November are the right months, and in February, March, and April are the right months every year for 10-meter F-layer type openings, and the middle of those months is an optimum period for something to blow through all the way up to 6. So we're going to have quite a few shots for it over the next 3 or 4 years before it all goes down. Go ahead. Seen the text or the software, so I don't know what it's like, but I'm sure it's useful. Go ahead. Well, they I don't know. I don't know if they may have some software you could download if you have the book or something. Is it a map of the Earth? Oh, well, that sounds quite impressive. What's the name of it again? hf.dxu.org. Okay, we can find it with that, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I have to put on my binoculars to read it, but I'll be able to see it all right. So that's good. Let's see. Any other questions or ideas? Go ahead. Okay. Anything else, Kim? You have a wonderful week, too. Always lots of fun. With that, AA6DD is clearing the Southern California 6 and 10 meter single sideband net, going back to 50.300 FM and squelching it up.